I'm Carson Jones. I'm getting a degree in media and information, and my dream career is to create video games. Game design is interactive development. It is creating a story, such as a film, that is going to let your player do anything that they can think of within the parameters that you've provided. So anything and everything that can happen in it, you have to think of and create for them. Many skills that go into game design. One of the main ones is 3D modeling and animation, and that is a skill that can definitely go into a variety of fields such as film or TV jobs. When creating any sort of interactive media, there are many different types of programs that we use. I just learned this semester 9 different programs that I'll have to use pretty much for my entire career. I bounce in between every program, and there's always new stuff to learn. Game development and interactive media development and storytelling has been just an extreme passion of mine since I can even remember, just maybe as little as 7 years old. I've always wanted to be a storyteller, and I always believed that crafting this experience is a very social one because the same story can be told but in different ways for different people that allows us all to want to share our stories and connect in that way. Being part of a team is a very important skill that I have to have, is being able to adapt. If there's any sort of other art styles or other ways of thinking that I need to then learn, one of my main skills is to adapt and to fill that spot in the team. There's a family friend of mine that works for Disney that worked for Disney for many years, and he recently got a job at Funko, not for any sort of specific talent except for the one that is, can you capture their look? So for Funko, as long as he can capture the pop look and draw anything in their style, that is one of the most important things that he can do to get that job, and it's the same for any sort of team in game development. One of the biggest things that players might not understand is the amount of work that goes into it. People always just see that games will take years to come out and no one really understands why, and that's because if there's anything that can happen in that game, it's been thought of and it's there on purpose. 90% of the time, or more actually, but everything has to be crafted from scratch even. Many studios will transfer different workloads to different studios. People always think that something always happens in one team, so there's lots of behind the scenes work of like management and marketing. One of my favorite ways of thinking is a term I like to just say is organized chaos. So overcomplicated things that when seen from further away have a simple or simplistic view is something that's really always impressed me. Even the basic art form of pointillism shows that with all the chaotic dots and all the different colors, when seen from a different viewpoint, they have some sort of simplistic, organized story to tell and different image to show. There are many, many different types of programs that I have to bounce around between, and it just creates this really long, different pipeline. That's a very iterative pipeline. So for example, I can start out creating a 3D model, and then I can import it into another material. I can hand sculpt it like clay, get a different 2D images, get those images, put it onto a different model that's just a flat sheet of paper almost, make it look 3D, and then that causes a real difference between what's like a realistic rendering that you'd maybe see in a movie or something else that is ready to be rendered live, such as a game. There are many different game series that have inspired me throughout my life to get to this point. One of them is the Metal Gear Solid series, which just shows how interactive development is a very unique storytelling method, and that series provides different things like changing controller ports and changing how you do things in the real world to get through the digital world's conflicts. Another one is the Dark Souls series, which not only shows how interactive storytelling, environmental storytelling, rather than direct storytelling such as movies, it's the exploration that tells the story. And it also provides the player an opportunity to make their own story with the tools given that allow any player to create any sort of play style, which changes how you interact every obstacle. The last one is Super Smash Bros. Because it is just one of the most social games out there. It brings pretty much everyone I know together. One of the most inspiring things about just interactive media is that it doesn't all have to be just fun games. There's been many specific games tailored to helping brain development and helping certain people that have different memory diseases or brain diseases. I don't know the exact details, but it's just really inspiring to see that there's just many different uses other than just leisure and fun. One of my dream careers always is to actually be one of the leaders. I always wanted a leadership position. I want to be at the front. I always love bringing the best out of my team. I would love to be some sort of creative lead or creative director, because I always try to find a unique viewpoint that most people try to generally not see. So if I could craft some sort of project with that sort of vision in mind, that would be just the dream position. 3D art being such an iterative process, start to finish, can range anywhere between, if you do it really well the first time, something can be as short as 30 minutes or an hour, or something could take months even, depending on what the needs are for the product. My advice for anyone getting into game design is to just be prepared that it is a lot of hard work and not just fun and games. There is a lot of studying to do, a lot of things to memorize, a lot of tricks to just pick up, really, and you always have to adapt. So it's a lot of things you have to constantly want to learn for your entire career.